Bible story for kids, The Good Samaritan, a tale of kindness. Once upon a time, in a small village in the land of Israel, there lived a loving teacher named Jesus. Jesus was very wise, and he often used parables or stories to teach his followers important lessons about how to live a good life. One day, as Jesus was teaching, a man described as an expert in the law stood up and asked,
"Teacher, what should I do to inherit eternal life?"
Jesus asked him what was written in the law, to which the man replied,
"Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself."
Jesus affirmed that the man was right. However, the man further asked,
"And who is my neighbor?"
To answer this, Jesus decided to tell a story. He began. A Jewish man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, and on his way, he was attacked by robbers. They took his clothes, beat him up, and left him lying on the road, half dead. Along the same road, a priest was also traveling. When he saw the injured man, he crossed the road and walked away, ignoring him. A little while later, a Levite came by. The Levite looked at the man, but also chose to pass by on the other side. But then, a Samaritan, who was on a journey, came upon the man. Samaritans in those days were hated by the Jews, but when the Samaritan saw him, his heart was filled with compassion. The Samaritan went to the injured man, cleaned his wounds with oil and wine, bandaged him up, and put him on his own donkey. The Samaritan took him to an inn and cared for him through the night. The next day, he gave the innkeeper 2 silver coins and said, "Take care of this man, and if you spend more money on him, I will repay you when I return." After telling the story, Jesus looked at the man who had asked the question and asked, "Who do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The man replied,
"The one who showed him kindness."
Jesus smiled and said, "Go and do likewise." And with this, the others listening to this story understood what Jesus meant. He was teaching them to be kind to everyone, regardless of who they are or where they come from. Jesus wanted us to understand that everyone is our neighbor and deserves love and kindness, just as we would want to be treated. It is an important lesson we should always remember. So kids, let's always remember to be kind to everyone we meet. After all, kindness is a gift everyone can afford to give. Just like the Good Samaritan, we should never hesitate to help someone in need. And that's the end of our story today, kids. Remember, be kind, be loving, just like the Good Samaritan.